This time we waive the formal reason of the indictment, offer the court a plea of not guilty.
The plea, repeated 5 times over by the police officers charged with the murder of 29-year-old Tyre Nichols in Memphis, Tennessee, on the night of January the 7th.
Gentlemen, each of your attorneys have entered pleas of not guilty on your behalf.
The officers, all wearing face masks, arrived in court this morning, here to face the family of Mr Nichols for the first time, after body cam footage and CCTV showed them viciously beating him during a routine traffic stop. Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin, Desmond Mills and Justin Smith each face 7 counts, including second-degree murder, assault and kidnapping.
I want each and every one of those police officers to be able to look me in the face. They haven't done that yet. They couldn't even do that today. They didn't even have the courage to look at me in my face after what they did to my son.
What they did to her son has rekindled rage in Memphis and across America over the treatment of black people, especially young men like Tyre Nichols, at the hands of the very people who are sworn to protect them.
Put your hands behind your back, quick! Okay.
On the night in question, Mr Nichols was pulled over by the police, allegedly for reckless driving, and forcibly dragged from his car. He broke free but was captured, and video footage shows the officers aggressively beating him before leaving him slumped against a car. He was taken to hospital but died 3 days later from his injuries. In court today, the lawyer for one of the police officers gave the first indication of what their defence might look like, that the police officers are themselves black men and therefore subject to the same systemic prejudice.
Let's not forget that my client is a black man in a courtroom in America. This is a country where black people are incarcerated at 5 times the rate of white people. A country where black people are 7.5 times more likely to be wrongfully convicted of murder than white people.
What he doesn't say is the statistics also show black people are nearly 3 times as likely to be killed by police than white people.
Policy. We want legislative action. It's about trying to prevent anybody else from being killed in this manner.
Hence the calls for root and branch police reform, as there was after the murder of George Floyd in 2020. But legislation to achieve that failed to pass even then, and in a split Congress is very unlikely to pass now.
They've come for you.
As perfectly illustrated by this, the screening of a new film at the White House last night about a young boy named Emmett Till, who was lynched in Mississippi in 1955. Yet the legislation to make lynching a federal crime only passed in Congress last year.
You know, as this film powerfully does, it tells the story of a mother's loss and a young son's promise, a nation's reckoning about hate, violence and power.
Nearly 70 years on from Emmett Till, and another mother grieves the loss of her black son in America.
I know my son is gone. I know I'll never see him again. But we have to start this process of justice right now.
Justice for the alleged killing of Tyre Nichols by 5 police officers. Justice that she hopes will mean another mother doesn't have to suffer the same fate as her ever again.